The first time in years, New York City has passed San Francisco as the most expensive place to rent a home in the United States. Joining us now is data journalist and author of a report that is a reflection of this information is Jeff Andrews from Zumper.com. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I know as San Franciscans, we like to hear that our rent is dropping, but this situation isn't because our rents are dropping here. It's because rents in New York City apparently are skyrocketing. What kind of increase are we talking about?
Yeah, it's a little combination of both. So over the course of the pandemic, obviously, San Francisco rents have dropped pretty considerably. In January, they were down about 23%. New York City did the same thing. It was down about 17% in January relative to March 2020. But over the course of 2021, the two cities have started diverging, which is what you're talking about. In 2021, New York rent has risen 19%, and San Francisco has risen about 4.5%. So what that means is relative to March 2020, New York rents are down about 1.4%. So they are more or less back to where they were prior to the pandemic. But San Francisco is still down 20% relative to March 2020. So what's happened is New York is back to where it was. San Francisco is still down 20%. And that's the recipe for New York becoming the most expensive market in the country.
Now, growing up, having lived in New York as a child, New York was always a very, pricey place in my mind, and it really is a very expensive place. But only, until I moved to San Francisco did I realize how expensive it is here. How long have these two cities been rent rivals, if you will?
Well, San Francisco has had a pretty healthy lead on New York for much of the last 10 years. So at a point, I believe in 2016, the median one-bedroom rent in San Francisco was about $800 more than New York City. So San Francisco has been by far the most expensive market in the country for some time. But beginning in about 2018, that lead started to dwindle a little bit, and that was a combination of New York rents rising and San Francisco rents starting to taper off. And then that just accelerated over the course of the pandemic. San Francisco fell a lot further than New York City in the aftermath of the pandemic, and it is bouncing back much, much quicker in 2021.
Has there been a rent increase across the country? I guess we're seeing inflation across all sectors. Is the cost of rent in the United States, has that kind of fallen, has that succumbed to inflation as well?
Rents nationally are rising at a very alarming pace. One-bedroom median rent is up about 9.2% relative to prior to the pandemic. That's an incredible amount of growth for national rents. It takes a lot for our national rent index to rise like that. So for context, over the course of 2019, it was basically flat. Over the course of 2020, it was maybe up a little bit. And then since 2021, it's just been rising very rapidly. And that's a combination of the coast, the cities on the coast that dropped in the aftermath of the pandemic, they're starting to rebound. And then in the middle of the country, the hot housing markets are making it much more expensive to own a home. So people who would traditionally be transferring from renting to owning right now, they can't do that because they're being priced out, or they just don't want to deal with the competition that's leaving more people in the rental market. That's putting upward pressure on rental demand, and thus rents are going up. But it's moving at a pretty alarming rate.
Now, I know we don't have a crystal ball, but typically there is some predictability when it comes to things like this. If someone is thinking about moving in the next few months or in the next year, would you recommend they do it before maybe rents increase even more, or can we expect somewhat of a decline in rental rates in San Francisco, New York, and across the country to some degree?
I would say if you can get a good deal now, lock it in, because again, rent is just rising very rapidly. And because a lot of that is downstream of the hot housing market, That just means there's a lag. So it takes time for those renters to build up who would be owning but wouldn't. So that's why over the course of 2020, we saw home prices rise very rapidly, but rents stay more or less where they were. And now that's starting to build up steam in 2021 in the rental market. So as long as the housing market stays hot, that's going to put upward pressure on rent as well. And the cities on the coast that saw those drops early when offices start reopening, that's going to lead people back to the city, and those rents are going to rise as well.
As hard as it is on our pockets, it is a good sign that our market and our economy is kind of moving in the direction that we want it to, except it's just moving a little faster than we all hoped it would. Jeff Andrews with Zumper, we appreciate you taking time to kind of explain the report to us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.